What's up, babes? We're on 1140. We are really working our way up. I don't know the longest manga that's ever been, but I don't think One Piece is going to surpass it. I think Ippo, the boxing one, I think that one's at like 13 or 14, and I think it's still going too. There's another really long one that I can't think of, but those are kind of more mainstream ones. But anyway, um, I kind of don't care much about the chapter story right now. This chapter is called Scopper Gyaban, which is obviously dope because Scopper's the man. But who's who at Ulti? I don't really care. I know Yamato is there, but I am struggling to care much about that unless we get a sighting of Big Mom or Kaido. I just don't really care too much. But anyway, we get a little battle here between Scopper and Luffy, which Scopper clearly just immediately shows various hockey skills. Observation for one. He does seem to have maybe at least a bit of future sight or just like really good observation in general. I would go as far to say that he does have future sight. Conqueror is just right off the bat. They're just going to show us that through his key that he is able to harden with hockey very skillfully. I almost think his fruit is just like spawning armament because he's pulling these axes out of his butt. Like in the last chapter when he threw an axe to get them to stop leaving, where did that come from? When he throws the key in Luffy's mouth and just magically gets axes. I don't know where those are coming from. It really doesn't make sense where they're coming from. I love the panel of when it like zooms in when you can tell they're gonna do like a crazy hit when it just like zooms in like that with all the fucking speed lines. I really do like that. He does that. Grim Throng is his attack. And it looked like a really good attack. Probably my favorite panel of the chapter. And they blocked in there like, oh, this guy's fucking serious. Like I think Zoro realized like, oh, this is a motherfucker right here. Like this guy's not fucking around. And he goes straight for Gear 5 and Zoro's just kind of ready to go. And both these guys against one person. We've never really seen that like 100%. Like we did see it, I guess, against Kaido. But Kaido was so big and like so versatile. It was kind of tough to say that it was like just a clean team up. Plus Big Mom was there as well. Not even to mention, I mean, both these guys are at full strength right now. So who knows what's even possible there. But Scopper gives up before that's even possible. I just love how they don't fuck with him at all. They're just like, dude, we don't ever want to see you again. We're taking the key and we're leaving. Roto, the giant that nobody really likes, but I guess that's kind of a part of it, is about to spoil who exactly Scopper Gyaban is because Luffy and Zoro and Nami do not know who this crazy old man is. But he says something very interesting. I think Oda makes it a point here to say, if Elbaf is still safe by the time you decide to leave, come find me. I don't really know exactly what he means by that. I think that there's maybe just some information that he's going to be able to drop, but that's clearly not going to happen before the conflict takes place. We see a couple interactions with between him and Luffy regarding Shanks calling him a cheapskate, which I really liked. I really liked Scopper's personality as a whole. And then Shanks telling him to trust Luffy. And he's like, I don't trust people that easy. Like, who do you think I am? But I love his kind of like free flow attitude and his kind of like, he just always seems like he's on vacation, even though his son is here. Moving on to what Shamrock, Gunko, and these new people are doing. They go to the Land of the Sun, which honestly I don't remember 100% what part that is of this. I know it's clearly higher up. It might be the highest one. I mean, it looks pretty high up in this tree. But they go ahead and summon someone, and I love this character introduction because they summon them once again, and there is some like telling stuff here regarding just what it means to summon, which clearly I think a lot of us thought that the Gorosei were special with being able to summon each other, and that they would probably only be the people where that was the case. But what was that guy's name? There's the guy who reminds me of Jerry from the Water 7 train that shows up in his pajamas just about. And then there's Quilingam, who looks kind of insane, but he talks about the Abyss. The Abyss will be where now? And that gets brought up again later when they're talking about how they're going to move these kids because they don't have the mark. If they don't have the mark, what does he say? And those without the mark can't pass through the abyss. So whatever it is, I remember talking about how I thought that where they're coming from, like their version of hell or that like kind of abyss region is a thing. And if they don't have the mark, so everybody who's getting teleported has this mark. We can assume that all God's knights have them. We can assume that all Gorosei have them as well. But beyond that, probably nobody else. I mean, there might be some people that sneak in there, but there's this introduction. Like, they don't even realize they got teleported at first, which is crazy to me because I'm just like, how do you not realize this? He's trying to say, like, hello, hello, like, where are you guys? But they basically got woken up, and then they're in front. Kyoko gets embarrassed, which gives her a little bit of personality, but whatever. They're in the land of giants. He also brings up how this is not a... excuse me, a little under the weather. How this is a non-member nation. He's like, what are we doing here? Like, what's going on? And I find it interesting, too, that he brings up visiting Harold's grave. Like, why would they give a shit about that? I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I know he finally calmed down, but the relationship with giants and the world government seems to be a bit more complex than we originally thought. And everybody's asking, why the kids? Why the kids? Why are they doing this now? Why are they making a game out of it? Because even though Shamrock was called back, he seems to be a little bit beyond supervision. Like, he's like, no, I don't want to do exactly what they tell me. I want to have fun with this. I feel like they're taking the children almost to save the race. It's interesting because it's almost been guaranteed that they have wiped out other races and not really cared too much. But maybe taking the kids and forcing them to breed with some of their people makes them have giant's blood, which makes them stronger. There's also a lot of people like Urog, who I was told that through some art that he might be in this arc. But there's a lot of even Whitebeard, who's probably part Buccaneer. But there's so many different races, I don't think that they would get rid of some of these. I mean, they kind of already locked down some Buccaneer blood through Kuma. And these giant children might prove useful in the future just to continue to strengthen the world government just with giant's blood. I don't know how this is going to pan out. I'm interested to see. I don't know if Scopper's even going to get involved. We can see the strength of the giants, but they got 4 strong opponents. Loki's doesn't look like he's going to be much help because he's kind of out of it. And I think we're heading towards that conflict. So we'll see what this is about. They do say that they're going to have to go on a boat just because they can't take the kids normally, which is also very interesting because it's almost going to be the reverse of Egghead, where they're going to be trying to chase down a ship as opposed to running away in a ship. And we'll see how this pans out. I don't think this arc is going to be super long at this point. I mean, I think we're just about done here because we're getting to this conflict, and the conflict's probably going to lead to leaving the island. At least that's what I think. I could be wrong. I mean, we've been talking about Elbaf for a while, but I know that we're just kind of on the downslope of all this. So we'll see exactly where it goes. I'm excited to see it. Good chapter. No break next week, which is fantastic. Still thinking about that mural. Don't know what exactly to make of it, but that mural is still, it's going to be in my mind for a very long time, and I hope it is yours. That's all I got. That is it. I'll see you next week. You guys take care, and sayonara.